I guess I'm the only crew member who hasn't been transformed into a scoop of lemon sorbet. Maybe I should look around a little more.
This large, well-ventilated shuttle bay is probably the largest single room on the ship, which is why you can often find Andorian megopeds playing hacky sack in here. You hear a disembodied voice saying, "Remember your parking space, Luke." This refueling pillar signifies parking section F8. Instead of F8, this post used to have a picture of a large cartoon mouse, but Starcon removed it after being threatened with legal action by the same company that lost its shirt on Andromeda Disney, the first amusement park on Andromeda. This refueling pillar signifies parking section F8. This workstation allows manual control of the shuttle airlock and other functions, most of which are routinely handled automatically by the ship's computers. They're incomprehensible to use, so don't even fool with them. This support is labeled F9 so that entities can easily find where they park their shuttles, pods, runabouts, and other mini-ships. The Deep Ship's shuttle has a reserved spot in this row.
This elbow-shaped pipe leads into the bowels of the ship, where the intra-ship tube system directs crew members to their desired locations. Well, at least most of the time. Someone saw this on the Jetsons and thought it would be a neat idea.
Ooh, a mint-condition 57 Gateway Bel Air with mag thrusters, overhead lifters, and 4-pod barrels. This Tiberian skimmer may look intimidating, but it's seriously underpowered. And that clear steel compound cockpit is particularly vulnerable to meteorites, baryon radiation, and large insects. This baby's a sleek streak Corsair with push-button tranny and dual airbags. These balsa wood shuttles are really maneuverable, but they don't last 2 seconds in a phaser battle. It's a standard Starcon shuttle built for speed and maneuverability. Unfortunately, with a budget of only 550,000 buckazoids, they had to leave off certain amenities, like airtight seals, decent shields, and restrooms. Some guy wearing a Delco air filter on his face parked this shuttle. This Kiapian runabout strikes fear into the heart of the Japaxian Empire. It's a good compact shuttle for under 8,500 buckazoids. Some woman driver parked her shuttle here and contaminated the whole Deep Ship with these acid-bleeding, multi-jawed exoskeletal aliens, and you had a really huge mess to clean up. Just for that, Kielbasa refused to validate her parking slip. It doesn't have time to support the ship and you at the same time. It's a tall, solidly built, sturdy support that simply stands there 24 hours a day and unflinchingly does its part to maintain the integrity of the ship. So what would you have in common to talk about?
Is anyone in there?
You hear nothing but oohs, ahs, grunts, and growls. Maybe whoever's inside is just trying to get a little Wookiee.
Ahoy, matey! Anyone aboard? That's some cherry flange you've got there. I like it. No, really. Hello? Okay, fine. Be that way. Avast ye! All hands on the poop deck!
Speaking of poop decks, don't you have some janitoring to do somewhere?
Arg, matey!
You do your best imitation of one of the pirates of Pestulon, but it falls on deaf ears.
Anyone alive in there?
There's no answer. Not a good sign.
Any little genius teenage brats in there? No? Good. Let's keep it that way. I'd buy that for $1. Hey, who does your detailing?
There's no response.
Is there anyone in there that won't eat me alive if I come in?
From inside, you hear a muffled, "Nope."
Hello? Hey, support tower F9. Hey, any non-sorbet crew members alive up there? Hey in there, heads up, coming through. Hello? Hello?
This shuttle appears to be triple locked with a security bypass and a redundancy cutoff circuit. Those rebels are so paranoid. You won't be doing any refueling around here, bub. Not since you were caught smoking while filling the O2 tanks. You need the appropriate clearance to get to the Shuttle Bay Operations Workstation. And you don't even have the appropriate clearance to go to the John. You run your hand enviously along the wide, bulbous lines of the gateway.
Nice nacelles.
You try to get into the Tiberian skimmer, but it's locked. Still, you know perfectly well you could get into it if you wanted to. You just don't want to, that's all. Don't touch that. We don't know where you've been. The hatch to the shuttle is locked, so you peek in the window. There doesn't seem to be anything in there except a rag that says, "My father was betrayed at Kittimer, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt." You search in vain for a way to open the hatch to the shuttle. Oh yeah, real smart. Let's go poking around inside a pod that's probably carrying a half-dozen miniature face-hugging, saliva-dripping, face-eating, exoskeletal alien piranha things. And while we're at it, let's split up so that we're all alone and defenseless, okay? Not. Careful, if you scratch this baby and someone finds out, you're going to need a positronic neural assist circuit to help you swallow your lunch. A quick feel of the tower reveals only a few small microfractures. Whoever job it is to find these things will probably find them in plenty of time to prevent a catastrophe. This tank of emergency oxygen serves an incredibly important purpose. It ensures that the shuttle's hatch makes a neat hissing sound when it opens and closes. This exit sign tells you where to get off. But who doesn't? The shuttle always looks trashed like this when it gets back from one of those intergalactic tailgate parties. These passenger seats are for picking up colonists, ambassadors, visiting dignitaries, and people who are too neurotic to handle transporters. Can you believe that, in this day and age, there are people who object to being dematerialized, broadcast to some remote location, and then rematerialized? It's not as if we were asking them to take off from LaGuardia. It's an old cup of MC Cola, the cola that gets you hammered. These are the seats for the pilot and navigator, built of a semi-translucent gel foam that molds itself to the shape of whoever's sitting in it. The semi-transparency also makes it easier to spot loose change and crumbs that have fallen between the cushions.
This is the shuttle cockpit. In the real game, I will sit here. I will be smart. I will make it go. I will make things work.
This is the shuttle's personal effects stowage compartment.
Who in the world left all this trash in here? Isn't somebody supposed to clean up the shuttle when it comes back from a mission? Wait. Oh, that's me. It doesn't look so bad in here.
Someone must have been fixing the diagnostic relays. The shuttle always looks trashed like this when it gets back from one of those intergalactic tailgate parties. The shuttle closet contains an EVA suit and helmet for those infrequent repairs. Conversing with inanimate objects is a thankless job.
Which way to the exit? Is there anyone in here who isn't a quiescently frozen confection?
Your utterances fall on uninterested oral organs.
I hope I never get so far gone that I end up talking to myself like this.
There's nothing in the monolith burger wrappers that looks big enough to bother eating. There's nobody in the closet to talk to now that StarCon has adopted the don't ask, don't tell policy.
Is there anyone in here who isn't a
The gel is flavorless. It's like there was a party in your mouth, but nobody showed up.
Yo, any sorbet guys in here? No? Good. Those things give me the creeps. Any personal effects in there?
Apparently none that are any good at speechifying. Desperate for intelligent conversation? Imagine how the rest of the crew feels when they're around you. Such a petty act of vandalism would be dealt with most harshly. And you've already been caned once this week for spray painting someone's shuttle. The emergency oxygen tank is not removable, nor can you activate it by hand. It's patched directly into the shuttle door's sound effects matrix. It feels slightly gritty. You suppress an urge to dust it. You're not that thirsty. The shuttle feels flimsy. You know as much about fixing diagnostic relays as you do about performing a Tetryon particle sweep. Loser.
Sorry, you can't open this closet in the demo. You'll just have to take my word for it that there's an EVA suit in there. Oops, I guess it's too late for that. We won't be sitting in these seats. At least, not in the demo. Simmer down, buddy. Wait for the real game. There's only part of this cockpit you can actually access in the demo.
This is the lid to the personal effects stowage compartment. It looks a little on the gross side. You hate to touch it.
Open sesame.
How very original.
There's a roll of duct tape in here. You can never have too much of that. All right, a pair of lightweight octaminium pliers. I'll just be taking these. It's self-adhesive. I don't really need to lick it. Hello. I guess these pliers are non-repliers. A janitor never runs out of uses for duct tape. I'll just help myself to this roll. Surely no one will miss these pliers, since everyone around here is busy being lemon sorbet.
Don't pick. This is a Beetlejuice clamoring hagfish fern. You've tried everything you could think of to get it back to health. Unfortunately, all you could think of to do was to stand over it and say, "Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice." You had tickets to see Quasar live in concrete with Beatrice. That was before you got busted back down to janitor and assigned to this dad-blasted floating heck hole of a mother-talking spaceship. A note, this game has scrupulously avoided any rough language that would result in having to be rated as an adults-only computer or video game by the Game Censorship Board of the U.S. Senate Subcommittee. Ordinarily, your closet contains clothes. At the moment, though, you're using your clothes as knickknacks. You've killed your Antarian foreground plant. Your quarters are cozy and intimate, yet spacious. That's one of the advantages of living in a converted cargo hold. These chairs have been thoughtfully provided by ship services so that you can sit at your table and work. You wonder what it feels like to sit in them. This table is supposed to be used for paperwork and gracious dining. Since you do neither, you've found it makes a great place to stash all this junk you've collected over the years. It's your old Labion Terror Beast mating whistle from Space Quest 2. Say it's the old hint book you found in the bargain bin at the software store in Space Quest 4. This table is supposed to be used since you... This table is since... This table since... This table since... Ooh, it's your old Autobucks card from your shopping spree at the Galaxy Galleria after you saved the latex babes from that hideous sea slug in Space Quest 4. It's expired, unfortunately, but then you don't need much money aboard the deep ship. Wow, it's the old translating gadget you used to communicate with the subterranean alien back on the planet Corona in Space Quest 1. Too bad they don't make those little dilithium watch batteries anymore. Whoa, it's the Star Generator remote control you found aboard the Sarian ship during Space Quest 1. Hey, it's the Pocket Pal terminal you filched from an abandoned land speeder on Xenon during Space Quest 4. Wow, it's your official employment rejection letter from Sierra Online at the end of Space Quest 3. It just says, "Not a chance," and it's signed by Ken Williams. Hey, here's that pack of matches you stole from the Eulance Flats bar when you returned to Space Quest 1 during the time travel sequence in Space Quest 4. It's a discarded cigar stub from the Galaxy Galleria in Space Quest 4. We named the game after these. You know, Space Quest socks. These are your boots. Wait a second, you're already wearing your boots. You've been meaning to do this laundry for several months. Now it's permanently stuck to the floor. It's a medical reference of janitor-specific ailments, diseases of the genitalia. Your quarters are cozy and that's... Why do all these starships come with shimmery sheets? What's so futuristic and wonderful about shimmery sheets? They wake you up at night. They're cold and slippery. And the worst thing is getting up every morning with sequins imprinted all over your face. What's up with that? That's odd. You don't remember having a second pair of pants? Maybe you've got an evil twin from a parallel universe walking around the ship naked. This headboard contains vital function telemetry modules, full spectrum illumination, and as the ultimate in high-tech entertainment, 8-track player with quadraphonic sound. Boy, nothing beats being part of an advanced civilization. It's the picture entitled Rocket Ship to the Moon. Now, if you could only figure out what the heck a moon is. Somebody told you that Venusian mini blinds would look good in here. Then again, somebody told you that you look great under fluorescent lights. Your quarters are cozy and... That's one of... Your quarter... That's... This lovely kryptonite mood lamp casts a cool glow over the room. Your quarters are... That's... Your old Xenon Army knife from Space Quest 1, in which you destroyed the powerful Star Generator which had fallen into the hands of the evil kleptomaniac Sarians. This poor dresser hasn't worked right since they halted on board. Wait, were you looking at yourself or at the bureau? Well, same message either way. This is your old Clapmaster. It can turn a plug on and off with a clap of the hands. And there are a lot of plugs in this room, mostly for Space Quests 1, 2, 3, and 4. You glance in the mirror. For a moment, you can almost see a silk-clad brunette overacting in a stone tower.
Mother! Mother, come quick!
You saw this detailed die-cast model of an early StarCon Solar Scout in Milky Way today, StarCon's in-flight magazine. It seemed like a great investment at the time. Holy cow! It's your Golden Mop Award for your feats of daring do in Space Quest 1. Some of the Empire's old R2-D2 units were recycled into convenient trash receptacles. Your kitchen is in here, complete with garbage disposal, solid waste regenerator, and cockroaches. It's your food replicator. Technically, it's not a replicator at all. It's a wormhole into the restaurant dimension. You've got a Quattrozebi portable quartz heater set up in here. It's a 4-socket recursive current subspace grounded outlet with your heater plugged into it. It's never enough, of course. When are ship's services going to send up that power strip you asked for? It's a 4-socket recursive current subspace grounded outlet with your Clapmaster plugged into it. You have apparently mistaken your space heater for some other space heater that gives a damn. Stop talking trash. You would offer to play hide-and-seek with the cockroaches, but you are always it. The food replicator responds to a keypad input only.
What should I do? Tell me, what should I do?
It's way too late to save this plant by talking to it. You resist the temptation to scream into the outlet, which you used to do back when you were a child and had those typical fears of the monster in the socket.
Come out with your hands up. Step away from the closet.
You give the plant the last rites. You drool in that direction, but no one notices. Perhaps you should table this conversation for now. Do you see any Labion terror beasts around here? No? Then there's no need to blow it. Conversing with the hint book is a sign of multidimensional dementia. Perhaps you should table this. You drool in that direction, but no one notices. Your utterances fall on uninterested oral organs. Perhaps you should table this conversation.
Hey, translate this.
Hold it right there. There isn't the remotest chance it will respond to you. Don't bother talking to it, it's just a dumb terminal. You can curse at the rejection letter all you like, but the decision has already been made.
Hey, here's a match for you. My face and your spatially inverted Tetryon particle. Well, you had to be there. I'm not putting that cigar butt in my mouth. I know where this has been.
Stop lingering with the lingerie, put a sock in it, and get moving.
Those boots aren't made for talking, I guess. Pick yourselves up and put yourselves away.
You drool in that direction. Your utterances. You drool. Now's no time for pillow talk. The headboard senses vital functions and responds to them. The sound of your voice is anything but a vital function.
Thanks. You're a real load of pants. Wait a minute. Where have I heard something like that before? What should I do? Tell me. What should I do?
You should get a grip. Do you realize you're talking to yet another inanimate object?
Yarg! Oh, I forgot. In space, no one can hear you clean. So, how you doing?
Your attempt at light conversation fails.
Memories, like the corners of my mind. Hey, you're a pretty lousy dresser. Clap.
Apparently you're a little unclear on the concept.
Hey, model rocket. Why don't you look into that facing thing? Once upon a time, you really meant something to me. You were a symbol of my bravery, of my importance to StarCon. Now you're just a constant reminder of the glory that once was mine, and how I'm now just a faceless cog in the great gears of the Federation. Clap.
Apparently you're... It's speechless. You have nothing you need to throw out right now. Feels clean for once. Excellent. This access panel contains the food replicator's resonance flux shield. This access panel contains the food replicator's quantum inhibitor conduit. This access panel contains the food replicator's transwarp field stabilizer. This access panel contains the food replicator's the thing that keeps the, well, it's got this lever with this other thing connected to it. Anyway, it keeps the replicator from getting the, never mind. This is the screen used to display the numbers as you enter them. Your food replicator is a nightmare of pooled sticky stuff, dried-on gunk, dents, dings, and roach droppings. In fact, the computer's self-survival circuitry cut in days ago and turned off service to your room. Your food replicator... The access panels are all tightly sealed to keep people who don't know what they're doing away from the controls. Yes, people like you. The access panels are all tightly... Yes. Don't try to get anything out of this machine. You'll only succeed in getting your fingers stuck to the replicator. Again. You leave a greasy smudge on the screen. One of these days, you'll have to wash out that little screen cleaner pad you've been using for the past few months.
Access panel, I command you to open.
Not or was that all in your mind?
Access panel, I command...
Not surprisingly, the access panel doesn't open, but it does appear to glance your way, give you a "who made you the boss" look, then shrug and glance away with a superior attitude. Or was that all in your mind?
Access panel, I command you to open.
Not surprisingly, the access panel doesn't open, but it does appear to glance your way, give you a "who" or was that...
Replicate. I command thee.
You have no power here.
Work, darn you. Replicate me something.
Even with the pliers, you can't seem to disengage the access panel. Nice try, though. Even with the pliers, you can't... Excellent guess, Kreskin. Wrong, but excellent. Excellent. As cool as it would be to interface these two items, no good would come of it. Excellent guess, Kreskin. Sure, go ahead, grab that red-hot spike of quartz, so it'll fuse your hand permanently to the heater.
There's no gratuitous gross death in this demo. You'll have to wait for the real game.
Sticking your finger in the socket might provide us with a few cheap laughs, but we're above that sort of thing. No, there's nothing behind the poster. The closet isn't worth opening. Everything that used to be inside is scattered around the room. What are you going to do, lay hands on it and heal it? You think about plucking one of the dead brown leaves from the dead brown plant, but that would just be adding insult to injury. You've never once sat down at this table, and you're not about to start now. The table appears to be composed entirely of solid matter. You won't be needing the whistle. You won't need that hint book. You've already won Space Quest 4. The table... You won't need to take the Autobucks card. Here on the Deep Ship 86, there's no need for money. Everything's free. It's kind of like a Royal Caribbean cruise, only without the aerobics classes. Don't bother with it. The batteries are dead, and there's no alien language here to translate. Unless there happens to be a star generator in the immediate vicinity, this remote won't be of any use to you whatsoever. And there isn't, so there won't. The Pocket Pal will be of no use to you whatsoever. It's AC, and the ship is DC. You won't need it. It's reminding you of your inadequacy just fine where it is. You've long since used up all the matches in this book. The cover is lying around as a souvenir. That cigar butt is a piece of your history. You would no sooner carry it around than you would your golden mop. They would make a very effective weapon against any foe. Unfortunately, you can't bear to pick them up and be that close to them for any length of time. By now, they're probably stiffer than Mr. Spock. You'll have to think of some other way to shut them down. Leave them where they are. They're positioned just right for making it appear as though you simply dissolved into your bed. Picking up your clothes? Damn it, Roger, you're a janitor, not a responsible adult. Now's no time to catch up on your reading. You have a race of aliens to defeat. No big deal. We didn't make this game just so you could crawl into bed and go back to sleep. Be productive. You're perfectly comfortable in the pair of pants you're already wearing. Feels headboardy. There's nothing behind the picture. And just to clear this up right now, there's nothing under the carpet, beneath the bed, inside the closet, behind the dresser, or inside the garbage can. You're thinking of that other game from that other company. There's no reason to open the blinds. There's nothing to see out there except billions of the same old strange new worlds, ho-hum new life, and new civilizations, and lots of stupid places for insane, death-wishing daredevils to boldly go where no insane, death-wishing daredevils have gone before. Since the lamp is the main source of illumination in your room, you decide to leave it on. Your ship has been invaded by a race of appliance-headed aliens bent on assimilating your entire species. The entire crew, except for you, has been turned into scoops of sherbet. And now you want to hunt for a clean pair of underwear? Come on, Roger. You've gone for weeks without one. Surely you can wait till you've tackled the problem at hand. Leave it alone. It's not a toy. Besides, you'd probably cut yourself. The surface of the mirror feels cold and hard, like glass, yet you can see yourself in it. Strange. That mop is a piece of your history. You would no sooner carry it around than you would your cigar butt. Don't pick it up. You've already broken it several times. Now the port stabilizer flange is out of configuration by 5.2%, which could result in a warp core breach. Now you've done it. You've really done it. You yank on the Clapmaster's cord till it pops out of the wall, and you shove it all into your pocket. There's a single prong from the Clapmaster's plug embedded in the outlet.
Come out of there. I'm afraid I'll get a shock if I touch you. Well, I've got my Clapmaster, which appears intact except for a pin that's missing from the plug. When the Clapmaster is working, it's a convenient way to turn your lights on and off by clapping your hands. Or whenever a freighter warps by. Or when I cough. That's my roll of duct tape. This pair of Starcon pliers cost 545 buckazoids. It feels thick and sticky enough to seal leaks. insulate against electricity. Pressing, pushing, prodding doesn't help. Maybe it's because one of the pins from the plug is gone. I guess they do ply properly. It's always a good idea to make sure your equipment works. I think I'll try imitating some of the smarter maintenance engineers I've observed through the years and wrap the duct tape around the pliers' handles. I think wrapping the aluminum pliers with duct tape makes them relatively safe for handling live electrical components. Yep, even with the tape wrapped around the pliers' handles, they still ply properly. I think this is one of the pins from the Clapmaster's plug. Ain't she a beaut? It doesn't fit, but it leaves a neat circular impression rather like a small blister on the tip of my pinky. Cool. I didn't think that would work. Go figure. Gosh, I guess I've proven that I have the ability to be more than just a mediocre janitor. I could also be a mediocre electrician.
The anti-grav tables are specially designed to compensate for the ship's motions, minimizing drink spills while under enemy attack. Now you can drink an alien secretion during a hull breach and still not spill a drop. Yes, your eyeballs will implode within 2.3 seconds, but if and when you make it back from sickbay, your drink will still be there waiting for you. This view screen lets 8 rear patrons watch the subspace transmissions of Major League Hairball games, Monday Night Bunyan Ball, and the occasional pay-per-view ORAT fights. The ambient light in 8 rear is soft and diffused, and the light fixtures blend in with the decor to a fare-thee-well. This is 8 rear, the ship's lounge. Here crew members come to relax, drink, eat, converse, party, hit on each other, brawl, hurl, pass out, and intrude on each other's personal space. Right now, it smells vaguely lemony. A peaceful panorama of light, color, and limitless black space drifts quietly by the window, the infinite flow and ebb of matter and energy dancing around itself in a never-ending light show of creation.
I want to see something blow up.
A friendly Mr. Soylent food replicator stands in wait to serve anyone who wants a snack. Technically, these aren't replicators. They're wormholes into the restaurant universe. But the food still tastes replicated because the chefs in the restaurant universe are mostly ex-Monolith Burger employees and know nothing about food. You lick a little dust off the screen.
Tangy. There are better ways of cleaning off the tables, but this isn't my station. I've got better things to do.
Even standing on tiptoe, your tongue isn't quite long enough. It's like talking to the wall, only rounder.
Now hear this? I am the captain, and you are all squat. Eh?
Your voice rings hollowly through the empty lounge and rings just as falsely through your soul. As you recall the fateful day you were stripped of your command in the wake of the events surrounding the SCS Goliath and Captain Quirk, you give the window a lick and a promise.
Replicator. Replicator, make me something to eat.
Nothing happens. This is no fairy tale. They're too high overhead to reach. In any event, you've managed to overcome your arboreal tendencies and are now perfectly content to live on land.
I'd better not mess with it. I'll be the one who has to clean it later anyway, so I may as well save myself some work.
Under normal circumstances, such as while you're supposed to be working, you'd feel free to sit down and drink and eat to your heart's content. But duty calls.
But with everyone on the ship out of commission, just not the same. I resolve to set things right before slacking off again. Am I committed or what?
There's nothing on the table to take. You stop short of causing a terrible disaster by reminding yourself that these windows are not supposed to open. The quadruple thick plastosteel window is cold to the touch. It's hard, cool, and round, and seems to be doing a fine job of supporting the weight of the ceiling. The anti-grav seats make sure you're always the proper distance from the table and that you're never short of legroom. These pillars stretch 3 decks up to the high vaulted ceiling of 8 rear. Your neck bones grind unpleasantly as you look up at the top of the pillars.
Ouch!
A wistful vista of space moves silently by, revealing the wonder and majesty of billions of cavorting galaxies and stars.
Pretty twinkly lights.
This world's a great big ball of dirt with 50 billion souls who like to sit around and veg down in the dark like moles. But me, I'm just the kind of girl who loves the open air and bits of unburned hydrocarbons blowing through my hair. New soil and clear, at last it's here with clearly.
This is the screen used to display the numbers as you...
And you and less reprocessed.
It's a button with a number on it.
Crunch for snacks or lunch.
Freshly replicated Bjorn chow, chock full of nuts and bolts. And I thought my eating habits were bad. I guess there's nothing useful in there. I guess that's no surprise. That stuff is seriously gross.
Fortunately, these bridge substation chairs were ergonomically designed. Unfortunately, they were ergonomically designed by the Catharsians, a race of humanoids with only one buttock. Oof! This is the pneumatic tube for intraship transport. It is not a toy. This is the bridge, the very nerve center of the SCS Deep Ship 86. The enormous deep ship cost millions of buckazoids to build, stretches on and on seemingly without end, and limps along at a snail's pace. Sort of like the first Star Trek movie. The main view screen is filled with stars and distant galaxies, representing untold scores of civilizations and a vast amount of untapped knowledge that could reshape the way we think of time and space. But more importantly, you're proud to notice that your new squeegee didn't leave any streaks.
How hideous! The science officer has been reduced to a scoop of light lemony sorbet. Hopefully I can restore him back to normal, if I can get that weird belt from that Bjorn invader.
With these controls, Commander Kielbasa can override navigational subsystems, access ship-wide computer functions, perform sensor sweeps, and get to level 6 of Super Nunzio World. That's Commander Kielbasa's command center. No, wait, it's his scratching post. No, it's his command center. Scratching post. Wait, kids, don't fight. It's both.
Somebody provided a power socket here. How thoughtful. How convenient.
With these controls, Commander Kielbasa can adjust the elevation, tilt, rotation, and firmness level of his command center. And if you put in a quarter, it'll massage 320 different acupressure points.
It's Commander Kielbasa. And he's melting. Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world!
It's Commander Kielbasa's kitty litter box. This is where he makes most of his best command decisions. Not to mention all of his log entries.
There's nothing left of the communications officer but a small scoop of lemon sorbet. What a shame. But at least he died with his palate refreshed. This appears to be the head Bjorn. He's either draining energy from the pattern buffers or absorbing all the information stored in the computer by bombarding it with nucleonic radiation. I hate it when that happens. There's a curious socket of some sort just below the toaster mounted on his head. Anyone up there?
Apparently not. If you're so desperate for conversation that you'd talk to empty chairs, maybe you should just shut off the computer and pick up the phone.
I hope they get the real Space Quest 6 out soon, so I can get out of this stupid demo. Hello? Bjorn ship? Can you hear me?
Sorry, objects in view screen are farther away than they actually appear.
How are you feeling? Funny, he doesn't respond. Oh well. He was rude to me when he was in his non-sorbet state. Computer, what's the airspeed velocity of a laden swallow?
African or European?
I don't know. Computer, what's the airspeed velocity of a laden swallow? I hate you. You're just a dumb socket. Oh, that's a good outlet for my emotions. Rotate 60 degrees. Tilt forward 22 degrees. Hard to starboard. Evasive maneuvers.
Apparently the command center only responds to Kielbasa's commands.
All fleas abandon ship. All fleas abandon ship. Just so you know, I think you make a lousy commander. You're impatient, gruff, rude, crude, and barely housebroken. I like you much better as sorbet. This way, you're pleasant and lemony, with no aftertaste and just a hint of mint. I hope you don't remember any of what I said when and if I rescue you. Attention, litter box. This is Roger Wilco. Do you read me? Apparently, having suddenly been reduced to an orthogonal block of semi-organic packing material, the communications officer is in a pensive mood and doesn't wish to talk to me. Oh well, he wasn't a very good conversationalist anyway. No, I sure don't want to draw his attention. I'll just let him do whatever he's doing, which appears to be sucking all the data off the ship's hard drive, including all those politically incorrect GIF files in your conveniently mislabeled Excel directory. That's not how to get up into the tube. I'd better not sit down here. This isn't my station, and I'm already in deep enough with StarCon. Wait a minute. This doesn't feel like the real Deep Ship 86. This must be one of those El Cheapo demo models.
Don't touch the view screen, you just finished cleaning it.
Nah, I shouldn't take the lemon sorbet science officer. He'll just end up squished in my pocket. Like that lab rat from sickbay I befriended a few days ago. Poor little guy.
What are you going to do? Play more dull combat? Feels plush and comfy. Maybe if you get to be a captain again someday, you'll get a nice scratching post command center like this one. Yeah, and you'll be on the cover of JQ.
My highly developed instincts for self-preservation prevent me from foolishly sticking my fingers in the socket. What are you trying to do, kill me?
Yeah, you rearrange the commander's chair and he'll rearrange you.
I guess I shouldn't pick up the scoop of Commander Sorbet. He'll only melt faster.
Not on a bet.
Whoa! I'd better be careful. I almost squished the communications officer. Maybe that's not a good idea. He might want to assimilate me.
It probably seemed like a good idea to you at one time.
Excellent guess, Kreskin. Wrong, but excellent.
The Bjorn in his death throes has disgorged toast. Mucho grosso. Yes! I've successfully turned off the Bjorn by plugging him into... Well, you obviously know how I did it. I don't like dry toast. Now, if I could only find one of those yummy Soylent Bran muffins... He's beyond hearing, or eating, or even assimilating. Guess I won't need the toast. It has no power here. All right, it's his super cool lemon sorbet bioconverter belt. All right, I got his belt. I hope this guy, or whatever it is, isn't going to be too ticked off at me for taking it. I'll just give this lemon sorbet bioconverter button on the Bjorn belt a push and see what happens. All right, the belt begins to thrum with electronic life. I've saved all my fellow crew members from cleansing the palates of the Bjorn. I wonder what incredible adventures lie in store for me and the crew of the Deep Ship 86 and Space Quest 6.